Hey, how we doing? Just getting some things started up. Got a little early with the stream. I decided to start the stream and realize I didn't have half the things I need running. So I'm just gonna get those started up. In the meantime, let's see if they're all started yet. They should be started. Nope, Ryder's not started. Why won't you start, Ryder? Where are you? I gotta check, see if it's running. I don't see it running. This one I hit start. Ah, there it goes. Took a while ago. Is my camera angle off? Let's move you a little bit. Oh, it's taking a long time for it to run. Well, I can at least start the share while we go forth and use this. Let's see, what are we doing today? We are going to be working on our React Native client, and we got the APIs connected and working. So now I think we're just going to start messing around with, I don't know if you guys can see anything. I don't even know if anything's broadcasting. In the chat, can you let me know if things are broadcasting? I don't see anything on my other screen. Let's switch it over to live and see if that works. It says it's running. Twitch keeps saying I'm offline. Oh, there it goes. That took a while. Oh. So today we are going to work on this Context React Native repository. I updated the repo to kind of show what we need to get it started and everything. So we're gonna kind of work through actually adding real functionality to it. So we played around and added in just some basics, hello world kind of stuff to make sure. Now we'll start focusing on building a couple things. And like we did with the Context MVC app, we're going to start off with the listing of all the contexts. So let's make sure you are up and running. Not yet. It's really thinking hard today. Normally I get all this stuff ready ahead of time, but I don't know why I just kind of jumped up. So we're going to start with a list view. List view is essentially a way for you to go and show items in a list. There are two different types of list views. There's the flat one, which is just individual line items or entities that just get repeated over and over and over again. So if you remember the contact grid, see JoeG context web, this has just first name, last name, that kind of stuff. So we'll probably do something very similar, but make it more mobile friendly. Not that our site is not mobile friendly right now. I mean, we're using Bootstrap, and natively it's native friendly. This is taking forever to load. So let's take a look at the flat list while the rest is loading. There's another account. Why do I use that account for? It's an old account. Now just loading this site to show what it looks like, and we'll kind of create a equal design. So let's delete those pesky cookies because they tend to ruin it. So we're going to create this contacts functionality of the site. So while that's loading, let's take a look at the flat list. So this is the flat list on the side. You can add one or more items and then kind of tweak it. So what we'll probably do is get the items listed. We'll do first name probably. I don't think we need to show anything else, but luckily we have that full name property. So we should be able to get that working. Oh, why are you doing this to me? I must have said something about my computer because it's misbehaving today. Normally it's not this terrible. Must be because it's Thursday night and Thursday night football is on. Good thing is I'm upgrading my internet this weekend and get some faster download speeds, so hopefully that will help. So we're going to kind of replicate this to some extent, except without the edit delete. We'll show the full name list and then give us the ability to just kind of go and edit away. So first thing we're going to need to do is create and get the data back. So let's go and open up our app. And this is not our app, that's my blog. I thought I opened up the app. Man, I wasn't prepared at all for this. I got part of a beta for Twitch now, so I can play music on the stream. I was trying to mess around with the configuration, see if I can get it to work. But then I realized it was 6 o'clock and I was like, oh, I should start the stream, but I should have probably actually prepared for it a little bit better. So this is what we looked at yesterday. Let's zoom in a little bit so it's readable. I think we did it 3 times. And not the window one. Control 1, 2, 3. And that should be big enough to see. Let's see if it's big enough on the stream. Maybe one more. 4. It's gigantic on my screen, that's for sure. So let's go and take a look. We can close the README. We can close the git ignores. I got all those working. Now the app. One thing I noticed with the app, I did delete the headers because we're not going to use that anymore. We can probably minimize these 2 folders because we don't need them and keep the screens. So I'm going to add a screen and call it contacts list. And typically what I've done, at least in my demos, is create a separate folder for each of the entities. In this case, everything's going to be only contacts. So you might not need it, but for me, it just logically makes sense. And then we're going to do list.tsx. And now we'll have a screen there. Eventually, there it goes, list.tx. Now we're going to open up the app and add that. We can close the PowerShell for now. And then I am just going to put a new button here that allows us to navigate to it. a lot quicker, just in case we ever want to come back and refer to this. But ultimately, before we are ready to this, we'll get rid of all this. Wow, my computer is really acting up. View contacts. You can probably even put a menu item in there, but maybe we'll look at doing that afterwards. And then on press equals. And then we are going to do is it screen.navigate, navigation.navigate. So let's do that. Navigation.navigate. And then give it the screen name of contacts dash list. Now, screen name matters for, what you put down here. So stack.screen name equals contacts dash list, and then component equals I don't know if we can just give it a name, so I'm going to try that. I've never done this before, so just in case we add others. It's going to complain right now because it doesn't know what it is. And then we're going to have to import that screen here. So I'm just going to put a note, custom screens, and then import contacts list from dot screens slash contacts slash list. So it's a squiggly line right now because it can't find anything in that module. It's just a file. So we're going to go and have to modify the file. So we can come from here and copy out this component. For the most part, essentially you need to export a class name, and we can call it contacts list. And then we need to give it a render method. So let's go here. Actually, I'm going to copy all this. Control C, Control V, and then we need to, I think it's just render. I think that was the syntax. Nope, just render. Okay. And then let's change this to contacts list. This is going to have to be 2 levels up. I'm pretty sure we're going to need that. And what else do I have wrong? Render. That should be it. Oh, render is probably highlighted because I'm not returning anything. So let's do a return. And within React, everything needs a view. So we're going to return a view. Let's get it in the right syntax. Yeah, it's going to be parentheses. Not there, Joe. Come on. Want to be there. And let's just do text box. Hello from contacts, just to make sure it's loading. And then we'll go and tweak it afterwards. Let's make sure app.tx is not complaining now. Screen is working, screen is loaded there. We have contacts list here. Okay, everything should work. So let's go and load it. CD contacts, yarn web. Come on, come on, come on, load. Well, while you're loading, I might as well start you up now. And we need to get the other tab up. It's the first time they're all being executed today, so they're kind of doing their little stretch and getting ready for us. Looks like we're up and running, so let's go to localhost. That's a new icon. This page was prevented from setting cookies. Never seen that before. Because it wasn't ready yet. Now it's ready. So go to view contacts, should see that page. Hello from contacts list. Yes. So page is running. We can work with it. So let's go and start getting some of those contacts. Where are we now? No, I don't want to be on that screen. Let's go to this page. I'm pretty sure we don't need the claim stuff, but I'm just going to keep it there for now. So we are going to want the API service in here. So let's do that. Import API. Or do we call it all lowercase? What do we call it? I want to try to be consistent. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. You can call it anything you want. No, not there. I just want to make sure we're doing it the same way. API. Okay. So let's just copy that bad boy. Paste it here. You know, I like to space out my imports for like ones that are just from the UI and then anything that's custom. The reason why there's an extra space here is because I don't want to because I'm not sure if we're going to actually use that yet. Now we have the API. Let's build can build a constructor here to load it. Typically you don't want to do that, so we're gonna follow the loading pattern for it. So let's go to our React documentation here. And there's an activity indicator. And let's do class component example. This will essentially show one of these while we're loading. And let's do large. And we're going to essentially just tweak how these show based on where we are in the app. So let's go back to the app. And we are going to need to import activity indicator. I don't think we're going to need buttons, so I'm just going to get rid of that. We'll eventually use flat list and style sheet. So let's go here and let's replace you for now with the activity indicator. And then we are going to need a new state object. It could actually be two different objects. Do constant, and then let's call it contact list. And this should actually, let's just I need to do, yeah. And then this is going to be has loaded bool, and then I'm going to set this to false. Oh, this is Boolean. Get my C# out of my head. So what we're going to do is, by default, this is going to be false. In the constructor, we're going to kick off the loading of it. And then once it's done loading, the activity indicator will turn off, and then we'll switch it over. So let's go and do that. And let's make sure I got the constructor syntax right. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to, what do we want to do? Oh, contact list equals await API dot contacts get. Where are you filling? Constructor's driver class must contain, oh, that's right, sorry. I gotta do this. Super. Super props. constructor's in the wrong syntax. I gotta do this. Where are you? You gotta do this part. So there could be dependency injection in here, and I'm not introducing that yet. Mostly because I forget how to do it and I haven't really researched it. Could not find, oh, I gotta do this. Does not exist on type. Yes, I do mean that. Thank you. It's a good thing with code is fixing everything for me. I think I just gotta put an async here. Nope, not there. It doesn't work there. Where do you work at? Let's just do this. Yeah, I have a sample on my page. I guess I can load it. I was trying not to do it. I was trying to actually do it from memory. Apparently my memory is not working today. Project. React Native. Where are you? Well, I guess I'm running on this machine. I thought I did. Thought I had it on here because I was playing around with it yesterday or 2 days ago. It's not customer API. Ah, there it is. Building applications with React. So let's open this up with Visual Studio Insiders. So I did this state is loading, is error. I need to declare state. Ah, now it makes sense. Cool. Okay. So let's go and do that. I don't remember where I loaded this, but at least we got the syntax, right? Where did I load this? Ah, component did mount. That's right. Okay. Didn't do it in the constructor. It's generally a bad practice. So let's go here. Back to list. So we're not going to do you right now. Okay, so I got the is loading, is error, user list, which will change to contact list. And we're not going to use the grouped user list right now. That was for sorting. We're not going to worry about the sorting right now. And then let's go off to render. And I'm just going to copy everything in the render part. And then we'll have to change the details of the flat list, but at least you don't have to watch me type again. Because as we've seen today, that is quite boring and dangerous. I don't remember how far I copied, but let's think it's from there. Nope, not from there. Red squiggly lines everywhere. Red squiggly lines everywhere. Okay, let's bring you back a couple. Now we got the styles is messed up, which is fine because we never really added the styles. So let me add these styles, and you really should be back one level. Why are you there? Oh, that's there. We'll fix the formatting afterwards. And what styles did I have? They were probably fabulous styles. I think they were actually quite simple. Now, styles can be anywhere in your class. I typically put them at the end because they're, they don't matter as much once you create it. But let's just get rid of this claim because I'm 90% sure we don't need the claim. So now we have our component. We have a contact list. We don't need these properties anymore since we created the state. Let's see, this dot state is loading. Why are you not seeing it? I'm missing a bracket somewhere, I bet. It's not reading certain parts. Let's go and copy and paste this out to make sure I got that part right. Control X. So render's not returning anything right now, which is good because it shouldn't. It's not reading this style. Oh, styles is outside. No. Styles shouldn't matter where it is. Constant styles. Yeah, they're outside. Constant styles, so the styles are correct. Export default. There's something with the state. Did I miss declaring the state? Let's go and check. Yeah, I didn't do it. I don't know why it's showing. Do I need to React component? What did I miss for the state? Extends component. Let's make sure I got everything right. Styles create activity, that's right. Extends component. I mean, I could theory move this and then just do component or react there. Super state, stud state. I feel like I'm missing something small, and I can't seem to see it. Let's minimize you, bring you over, bring you here. Export default class, extends component, constructor, props, super props, this dot state equals, all that's right. Render if this dot state, why are you not loading? I bet you I know what it is. I bet you it's because this is a TypeScript module now. It's probably complaining because I don't have state declared where JavaScript is not. Yeah. Probably the same thing with styles. Oh, container doesn't exist in there. Huh. Man, that one should have failed a while ago. Well, I have to actually import a container. Okay. So if I rename this to, the errors will go away, but it's not great syntax. So if I do JS, I believe those errors go away. Yeah, because they're implied afterwards. So I want to go fix those because we want to do it the right way. I'm going to copy out the container style here. Ignore the red entry on my screen right now. We're going to fix that once we start the rename. So let's go back to you, rename you to TypeScript module. And then let's add a container. So at least that one shouldn't be complaining anymore. Okay, states are complaining, that's fine. We can fix states. For the state, I think we need to create a class with these properties on it. So let's do that right here. Export class state is loading, should be a boolean. Is error, should be a boolean. And this is going to be a contact array. state. And now all those squigglies should go away. Yeah, there we go. Now we properly declared them and got everything working. This should be contact list. And then this is going to be item dot contact ID. And then this we can just display item dot full name. And it doesn't look like I have a style item. Nope, I do not. And that's fine. I don't think we actually need that style. We can add it afterwards. Let's just make sure I don't have it here. Nope. Do I have it in this sample? Yeah, background white. Now we should be good with no red marks. Key extractor. Why are you complaining? Ah, sorry. Control Z. Hello there. Nice swings and. Sorry, I didn't see. I got mentally drawn into it. Let's see. Let's see if I can do that. DJ. Wow, that's a long name. I'm just gonna call you DJ for now. Thanks for joining, DJ. Why are you complaining now? Let's see. Oh, contact ID comes back as a string. Why is that a string? Oh, contact ID itself is a number, so we're going to want toString because it requires a string for the key. Now we're good to go. We still haven't loaded it, but at least we should get a permanent loading state. And then we can add in the rest of it. So let's go back to our sample here, do view contacts, and we got our permanent loading state. So good. It was a lot of work for just a little swirly box. But the rest is relatively easy as far as plumbing is concerned. So let's go here. And now we need to do a component did mount event. So I believe that closed out the class, if I remember correctly, right? No, that's render. I got to fix the formatting. Let's do that now. The formatting was bothering me. Here it goes. Much better. So now we're going to want another menu called component did mount. Now this gets executed once our component loads. So we are going to do this. API dot contacts dot contacts get, and do dot then. We're not going to do this asynchronous because we want to capture the event. So this, I believe, we just do like response, or is it the syntax? Response, and then this dot state dot contact list equals response dot data, and that doesn't, I'm missing the, I got that parentheses, and there's dot catch, I'm not going to use the error property, but we're just going to do a this dot state this dot state dot is error equals true. And then for this one, we actually need a second line because we need to set the is loading to done. So this state dot is loading equals false. And I think we're going to need to do this dot state dot, oops, don't need set state. You can do set state too, but I like it better this way. Is loading equals false. So now once the component is loaded, meaning it's in memory, this code is going to get executed. It's going to go out on line 81, call our get method. Once that's returned, it's going to take the response, populate contact list, and then change the is loading equal to false. If it finds an error, it's going to set is error to true. So if we look at our render, it says if the state is loading, show the activity indicator. If there's an error, show the error message. Otherwise, draw this item. So let's take a look at this flat list. So flat list has four properties. You only see, three of them now because we're not using the last. Data is the data source that's coming in. So in this case, we're passing in the contact list array. It needs the key extractor only if the array that you're passing in does not understand or does not have the ID of the word ID. Sorry, does not have a property called ID or key. So this tells it for a given item, go to the item.contact ID, get the string of it, use that for it. And this render item is what gets written out. So it says for each item you get, do this work right here. So for each item, it's going to create a text region with the item full name in it. So we should be good to go right now with it. If I got everything working, it reran, the app reloaded. Let's do that. Got the authentication, which is awesome. But I probably need to do that once before. So let's go back here. Now it's actually making the API call, but it didn't reload the page. Why didn't it reload the page? So let's go take a look at our developer tools and see what we missed. And by we, I mean I. Oh, page reloaded. Tried to load the whole thing. That's weird. Let's go back and refresh this page. And I'm going to... Oh, it's all messed up right now. I put a breakpoint down in the here to make sure we're actually getting in here and here to see what happens. So I might as well breakpoint at error too. Click view contacts. Okay, so it's getting here, which is good. It got the array of 5 items, which is good. Set the state. Uh-oh. Something else popped up. Don't need Grammarly check in there. Now I have no idea where it is. Interesting. Okay, let's stop this and see if we can figure out what happened. Let's go and take a look at this bad boy. Pretty sure it's all right here. I probably missed a step in the response, which happens. Let's just check the flat list that we copied it from and check the render method, make sure I got everything with it. Oh, I guess I do need to do set state. That could be why. So I get the response, I sort it, and then I reset the state afterwards. That's it. So I guess I do need to hit set state. I remember doing something like that a while ago, and I forget why you have to do that. So let's do this. This dot set state. And then, oh, I already forgot the syntax. Brackets. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Brackets, contact list. Is loading. And then this dot set state. Is man, I don't remember the syntax. I don't remember the syntax. think I have this part messed up here. This dot state. What if I need this anymore? Yeah, I do need that. So this should be just this is going to be is error true, and is loading true. And that should be good. View contacts. You got that part. Yay, there we go. So we loaded our name, contact 1, contact 21, 22, I don't remember the numbers, but we got our 5 contacts back. Sweet. So next up really is just kind of formatting it and getting it to the way we want. So let's see what our options are. This is really just styling at this point, and I'm not a great guru at styling. So let's just see if there's a decent example in here in the flat list. It sets it with a pink background, which is awesome. So title. I don't know if I want to do this, but at least we can put this in there and see that there's a difference, and then work with all the touching and or the touch contacts for it. So let's do this. Save. Refresh. Oh, duh. I updated this file and not the real file. Ah, wrong one. There we go. Tomorrow we'll turn these into clickable links so I can click on any one of these and take you to the contact details. Maybe we'll also clean it up a little bit more, make it a little bit prettier. That's about it. It took a little bit longer, mostly because it's just, copy and pasting failing on my part, but most part, we got our API, we got the first set of samples here. Next part should be relatively easy. That's all I got. If you want to follow along with the blog or with the application, you can go to this GitHub repo and start from scratch with it, or at least copy and download the code. You only have to run through these examples if you need to, or if you want to follow along. That's all I got. Have a great day.